Aloha and welcome. And I'm hitting streams that I have to get to go live. Hang on a second. All right, here we go. We're starting off a little. All right. Let's see. So we won't be able to go live on that particular one. That's fine. Okay, great. Well, hi. Aloha. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm Savy, your host and the founder of Gimme a Break. We're a nonprofit organization, an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers, and we're here to bring back the joy of caregiving. You know, caregiving really should be such a wonderful joy. It really should. I always tell this story, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it today. When I was growing up, it was common knowledge. And I grew up here in Hawaii, and it was common knowledge that there would be one child or one person within our ohana or our family who would receive all the knowledge to kind of pass on. And they were the one that would be the closest to the kupuna or the elder in the family. And they would get connected to them from even a young age. And everyone knew that that was the person that was going to end up taking care of them. And so it wasn't a burden, but rather an honor and a joy. And the entire ohana, the entire family, then got behind that and did everything to support that. And then the person who was taking care of the elder as they got older didn't feel burdened, didn't feel exhausted, was cared for by an entire family. And that's really how it should be. Even if you have a small family, as a community, we should be supporting each other. And caring for someone should be an honor and a joy. And of course, in our society today, it's become a burden. And caregivers are passing at a rate of 50%. 50% of caregivers passing before the ones they're caring for. Unacceptable. So we know it's hard, and we know that you need to survive. And that's why Gimme a Break is here. We're here so that you can survive. We'll help to teach you ways to practice mindfulness. We'll connect you with community and give you all that support that you need, and know that you have an ohana, you have a family, and you can survive this. So we're gab808.org. GAB, right? Give me a break. Ha ha ha. Easy to remember. There you go. So just contact us at gab808.org. You can go in there and just fill out a caregiver support form. That support form is just your communication to us. And that tells us what your needs are. It helps us do the research ahead of time, and we'll get back to you at least within 48 hours. We do our best. Remember, we're all volunteer. But that's why we're here. We're also here every week. So every week you can get onto our support sessions. Here we go. I'm going to pop this up there. And our support sessions are every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So just Zoom in. You all know how to use Zoom by now. And if you don't, trust me, someone in your household does, or a friend does, because it's become the norm. And if one good thing came out of the pandemic, it's that it normalized Zoom. And it gave us an opportunity to connect to caregivers who are isolated. So we know how hard that is. And so you can connect with us every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Zoom meeting ID is 808-754-3787. So just log on in. It's open to the public, and you don't have to be currently caregiving. You could have been you could be post caregiving. You could be knowing it's coming. You could be currently caregiving. If you're a caregiver in any way, you're always welcome. And it's just a bunch of caregivers just like you. We're not a bunch of professionals. There's no psychiatrist or psychology here to get into your head. It's simply a safe space for caregivers. So we hope you join us and know that you have this positive safe space every Tuesday evening. And that's on our website too. You can also go to our website and just click on support sessions, and you can just click right through. So if you don't remember that number, the meeting ID, just gab808.org, and then scroll down and click right in from the website. Super easy. Okay. So that's always there for you. And that's another line of support that you have. When I was caring for my parents, both of them, I lost my father, and now my mother is, you all know, in her final stage of dementia. I tried everything to find support and get some kind of a group or community. And I'm sure there were some out there, but I just couldn't connect to them. So one of the priorities of the mission for Gimme a Break was to make that accessible and really easy. And so we're here always. I can count on my hands in the past 5 years how many times we've missed a Tuesday night, and it was usually because a holiday fell on that day. So, or I think once I was actually on vacation, but I had somebody step in. So just join us. It's a wonderful time for you to connect, and we need that. And know that the Caring Caregiver Show is how Gimme a Break gets you connected to resources. This is what we do. And one of the resources that we have is our Giver's Guides online magazine. Now, the Giver's Guides online magazine is a caregiver's guides to all things caregiving. It's written by caregivers, for caregivers, from a caregiver's point of view. In fact, here is our current issue for October. It's our 4th year anniversary issue. And it's got a lot of pages in it, but it's got some really great articles this October. 10 emotional self-care ideas. How's that? How about 6 quick tips for stress relief? I think we all need that, even if you're not a caregiver. And it's so easy. You can get this and help support what we're doing. Just make a donation. Do it today and receive 12 monthly issues as a mahalo gift from us. So you'll get it online, and all you do is go to GAB808/donate. Now, the cool thing is you can read this on any device, anywhere, anytime. And that's another part of our mission, was who carries things around with them when you're trying to carry the person you're caring for? Wow, there's a lot of cares in that. And so you can't carry a magazine, you can't carry a book, but you have your phone. And if you have your phone, you can actually flip through the magazine and read articles while you're sitting there in the doctor's office waiting for them to see their doctor. Or maybe, you actually have a moment of quiet while they're taking a nap through the day. Get your iPad out or get your notebook out or go on your PC. And you can read through the magazine and check out all the articles, even the fun activities that are at the end. We actually have little prizes that we give away when you complete the activity and then put it on Facebook. So every month it changes, check it out. So that's the October issue. And there's some great, wonderful things in there. I hope that you get it. And I hope that you do that before November, because I didn't put a sneaky peek of the November cover in here. So you're going to have to wait and be surprised. But we are going into our Caregiver of the Year contest, and November is National Caregiver Month. So I'll talk about that more later. Anyway, so really easy. Just make a donation of $25 or more and go onto our website, and bang, you've got 12 issues that'll come to you every month with a link. And all you do is click on that, and you got yourself some wonderful guides to help you in your caregiving. I did that. I got through that. Okay. It is also Emotional Wellness Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I don't know if my sister-in-law's out there watching, but I'm sending a shout out to you, JoJo. I love you. And you got this, right? So as a family, we'll support and always pull together. And that's what we need to do in any kind of situation. Okay. We are now in season 16. I know 16 seasons. And this is episode 3. Oh, one last thing. Sorry. Big shout out to all the LGBTQIA caregivers out there. My heart to all of you. I know it's very difficult for all of us. Happy Pride Month, and know that you are seen, and that you are seen as caregivers, and you are seen as people, and that you are seen in so many ways. So we're all part of a community of caregivers and all share the same struggles, making it through each day, right? So I mentioned that statistic earlier, about 50% of us would pass before the ones we're caring for. And there's another statistic, which is that 40% of us are already showing signs of caregiver burnout. I may or may not have known that. So my first guest today has support for that. And she's actually a certified holistic nutrition expert, a health coach, and the creator of some wonderful things. The creator of the Care for Me Toolkit, the Burnout Breakthrough. Yes. And the Self-Care Isn't Selfish mini course. I'm really excited to talk with her today. So please welcome Beth Meek. Aloha, Beth. So happy to share with you today.
Hi, Savy. How are you? I'm doing well.
I'm wonderful. I'm so wonderful. I'm so excited to talk with you today. I've just been waiting for you to come on the show.
Thank you.
You know, we connected when we did our pre-interview for the show when you and I first met, and we just connected in so many ways.
Yes.
And I think it's par for the course for caregivers, but I just feel like our hearts connected in so many ways. And so I've been excited to see you again as well, but welcome. So share please your caregiving journey.
Well, hello everybody. And I'm so glad you're here listening as well. My caregiving journey started in probably about 2015. It ended in 2017 when my mom passed, but my mom had Parkinson's and dementia. And so I live in Red Deer, Alberta, which is kind of Western Canada. And my mom lived in Western New York, which is cross country. And so I traveled back and forth a little of the time. And then my husband and I decided it was time that I needed to stay there. So I actually kind of moved there to finish taking care of my mom and help through the house and things like that. Caregiving is it is an honor. And thank you for saying that. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best things you will ever do. And one of the hardest things you will ever do. The exhaustion and anxiety and grief and guilt, and all of those things come along with it, and sacrifice. It is a sacrificial season, but not to the point of yourself and your health. And I'll get to that later. But my mom did subsequently pass in November of 2017. And what I should say is that I lost my job through this whole thing, but I didn't lose my husband. And relationships take their toll during a caregiving season, but so do jobs. And it was challenging. It was challenging at best. And watching your loved one suffer and the anticipatory grief is very real. And then coming home brought all like I didn't recognize myself. I didn't recognize my life anymore. And so then it's getting back to the normal. And that's what I did then.
Wow. I know and those are the things we don't often talk about. You know, we talk a lot about our struggles and how it affects relationships, other relationships that we have. And I love that you're so open to share that, because that is a tough thing, and it does change. And we were just, in fact, last night in our session, we were just talking about that. And one of the caregivers actually said, we said, well, what's changed? And one of the caregivers said, well, I kind of asked myself, what happened to all my friends?
Yes.
And, it's not that they don't want to be your friend. I think they just don't know how.
That's right.
And it changes that relationship forever.
Yeah.
And it's hard to kind of get that back. So yeah, that's a really big thing. And so how did all of this move you to create this wonderfulness that you have? And especially, let's talk about the burnout. Let's talk about your toolkit.
Okay. So what happened is, when I did come home, a holistic nutritionist, health coach, I knew what to do. I didn't know how to fit it into my life. So when I came home, I knew what to do. That wasn't the question. The question became, where are all these other women who are dealing with the same thing? That was my first thought. So I started then, and I had to pay the bills. I got my job back and went back to work, but it was still my passion to want to share this with other women who are dealing with this loss of identity, burnout. So then last year, my husband and I took in a friend who had had a stroke for 2 months. She lived with us. And it was when we were done with that, time, and she is now living in assisted living. So I'm very happy to say she recovered very nicely. Good. But it was then that I thought, now is going to be my time to take care of the caregiver. So I just let everything else go and I jumped right in. And I started thinking, I'm going to create a program. I'm going to create these videos. I'm going to teach people how to make smoothies and salads and all these things that I knew how to do. And all that came to me at that time was, they don't have time for that, Beth. What caregiver has time to think of those things? So I went to the basics. The basics are, we need to understand as caregivers that self-care, first of all, isn't selfish, and that self-care can coexist at the same time with caregiving. You don't have to wait to the end like I did. So I started making tools you talked about that are portable, that fit her, that she can see on her phone or her iPad or whatever. And so my tools are all on a platform where you can find them on a phone or your iPad or your computer, whatever works best for you. They're on demand, what you need when you need it kind of tools. They're 2-minute videos or pep talks or cheat sheets or repair scripts. I call one, because we snap when we're burned out, right? And
oh no, not me.
No, of course not me either. But we need to repair sometimes relationships or us. We're hard on ourselves. The guilt and the shoulds and the push through and things like that. So the burnout breakthrough is a part of the Care for Me toolbox, but I've brought it out because burnout and guilt, I would have to say those are two main things every caregiver deals with. And burnout, exhaustion, they go hand in hand. So the burnout breakthrough is just part of the toolbox, but it is the thing that I'm launching November 1st. And I'm happy to say this is the first place I'm announcing it, that it's live now. And your audience is going to have access to it and a discount. And they're tools to fit the caregiver's life, not the other way around.
Right. I love that. And I think that's been the biggest challenge as well. And this was something we talked about, that we have to help caregivers to be able to do these things in moments, because caregivers don't have time. People are like, well, why don't you just go to the gym for an hour? It's like, no, you can't. You don't have that. And so how do we fit self-care and mindful moments into a moment? And I love that what you've done is designed to appreciate a caregiver's hectic lifestyle. And I think once you start practicing self-care and once you understand that you have nothing to be guilty for, and it's okay, you can embrace your guilt, and that it's not selfish, then you actually are able to schedule your self-care a lot better. And so you put it in these wonderful steps. And by the way, I did put a link in the comments, and I'll also have it on our Facebook page. And if anyone needs those links, they can also go onto the caringcaregivershow.com to get the link to be able to get a discount on that. And you're offering a wonderful discount, and a promo code will be attached to it as well. So please, and that's till the end of the month that Beth is offering this wonderful, but your mini course, though, the Self-Care Isn't Selfish now that one is free, correct?
Absolutely. And I see that kind of as the first step. Not that you can't go right into the burnout breakthrough, but it's the first step to really understanding that self-care isn't selfish and taking those steps towards self-care. Because you're so right, Savy. As soon as we start doing that, then it becomes easier. And then we see that, yes, it does fit in, and we are worth that. And I think that's a part of caregivers' problems too. We often don't think we're worthy of that care. But self-care isn't selfish is completely free. And you know what it's called? It's mini videos, but there are 3 videos, but I've had other people say, it sounds too much. It sounds too big. And then I had my best friend take it and sign up for it. And she said, if I'd have known how easy it was going to be and how quick it was going to be and not time consuming like this big program that it maybe sounds like, I would have done it sooner. And she was a caregiver and is still. Her mom just isn't living with her any longer.
Wow.
So yes.
Wow, what a great testament to how effective just a few minutes of your time can be.
Yes.
And for something positive and for something that really helps you to remember who you are.
Yes.
And to, begin to care for yourself. That was also something we talked about last night in our session was, that we care for everyone and everything else, but we don't care for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we're such great caregivers, but we're not caregiving our own selves, our own bodies. Right. And I love that this helps you to do that. Absolutely. That's just wonderful. And this is why I was really excited, because I got excited from last night after we were talking about it. And I'm like, okay, now you guys have to come on. You have to check out the show tomorrow because Beth's going to talk about this self-care mini course. And, so it's just something that every caregiver should get on and just do that. Just do it. And then if you're going to continue on through the burnout, by all means, let us know, contact us, and I'll make sure that I'll go back into the social media later and attach that link and the promo code to all of the different platforms that we're on. So,
awesome.
So you can contact Beth that way.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I welcome anybody connecting with me in any other way either. I am a health coach and a nutritionist, and I love to talk about that. So if anybody is at the point where they have the time or want to do that, I'm happy to do that too. I just know where caregivers are, and that's not what they need right away. But I am accessible and willing to chat and talk. And if it wasn't so late, I would love to join your support group, but I might just do that sometime at midnight here.
It'll be well, wait till the daylight savings time thing happens and you at least score an hour there. So it's an hour less. I know. Then it'll only be 11 o'clock at night. And yes. But I would look forward to having you join us as well. And I'm definitely going to have to keep in touch with you because I think we need to find more ways to share with our caregivers how to practice that nutrition in those moments, because not only do you need to nourish your emotions, it's Emotional Wellness Month, and your brain, and your heart, but you really have to nourish your body and doing that holistically, right? So you need to be able to do that even in moments too. And I think that there's some tips that you'll be able to share with our community that would really be beneficial. So contact Beth anytime. And she also is on Facebook. So she has Balanced Life 4, the number 4, Caregivers. And so you can always check her out and join her group. And I know that she's always got great tips on there as well. So it's Balanced Life 4, number 4, Caregivers. And you can join her on her Facebook group. Any last words for our caregivers, Beth?
Well, you know what? I would just leave you with encouragement and hope. There is hope to take care of yourself during the season of caregiving. It's a sacrificial season. It's challenging, but there's hope, and don't lose hope, because when we do, then we've got nothing left. So,
yeah. And believe in yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Don't lose hope in yourself. Don't give up on you.
No.
You're the most important part of the caregiving equation.
You make it sustainable.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I am so excited to hear more and more about what you do, and we'll keep this relationship going. But I really appreciate you making the time to be here today, Beth, and I've really enjoyed meeting you.
Thank you, Savy.
Mahalo for coming on.
Thank you. Same to you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Whew. So see, caregivers, you no need to suffer through your caregiver burnout. You have tools. So no excuses for not practicing self-care either. Just click on the link that I'll make sure it's in there. I did put it in the comments. I might have botched that one up. I apologize, but I'll make sure to put it in all of the others. And so it's a free Self-Care Isn't Selfish mini course. Absolutely, you should be taking that. And if push comes to shove, just go to the Balanced Life 4 Caregivers, number 4, Caregivers on Facebook, and join her group today. You'll get so many wonderful, wonderful tips right there. And we join so many groups on Facebook. Why not do one that really benefits you as a caregiver? These are positive things, right? Some groups you go on, and I'm not dogging them, but all they do is take that issue, that problem, and they hash it over and over and over again. And I understand sometimes we need a vent. Yes. However, we also need to fill, and gosh, you guys have heard me say this a million times, one negative needs 10 positives to fill that hole. So if you want to vent, that's fine. But then I want you to think of 10 wonderful and positive things to be grateful for, because we don't want negativity to overwhelm us. So what a great opportunity to get a free course here and to connect with a wonderful, wonderful human being. Mahalo, Beth, so much for sharing with us today. All right. This season, packed full of amazing resources, right? And, we have some resources that are right here in Hawaii and some that are worldwide, because caregiving is universal. I would venture to say that it goes beyond our universe. If there's life on planets, and, I believe there is, right? Who knows? There's life on other planets. I bet you there's caregivers, and I bet they're burned out too. So we've got to just support everyone. But the one thing too is that we share all of these caregiver stories. So Beth has a story. She's been through caregiving. She understands. My story, right? And it's really what connects us as a community. And speaking of those stories, our Caregiver of the Year contest is in full swing right now. You can enter. Here we go. There we go. And you can enter just by going to our website, right? You have to enter by the 31st. Everything's happening by Halloween. I'll tell you, a lot going on just before Halloween. Once Halloween hits, we're all going to party. That's why. Get dressed up silly and party. And you don't have to go anywhere, by the way. Just put on some crazy clothes and stay home. That's okay. Have fun with the person you're caring for. It's an opportunity to do something nutty. It doesn't have to be just because it's a holiday, regardless of what you believe. Just do something fun. It's a day for that. All right. And our Caregiver of the Year contest really is about, let me just hit that there. It's really about awareness. This is not about getting recognition. Like, look at me, I'm a caregiver, I'm so awesome. This is about creating awareness. We need voices. We need to let the world know that we are here. We're so isolated that no one knows we exist. And we have to create a voice, and I say this every show, I know, but there's no funding at all. There's none for programs that caregivers need for their support. Wow. Wouldn't it be great if a caregiver could get hooked into a program that provides respite on demand? Wouldn't that be amazing? It doesn't exist. We need funding for that. If you want to get funding, you've got to be a voice. And to be a voice, we have to tell our stories. So tell your story. Sign up. Go to gab808.org/CGOY. That's Caregiver of the Year 2025. Put that in. Go to our website. Sign up today, because you're going to want to be a voice. And this is our 6th year now. We're going into this, right? We see pictured here is all of our past Caregivers of the Year. These are not people that want recognition. These are all caregivers just like you who struggled. And this was one of the best nights of their life, to get out, go to a gala, and be awarded and recognized for that sacrifice. So it's not about being a martyr. It's about being a human and being kind and being recognized for that. And we all go through it. All right. So for more information, just go and get on our website, gab808.org/CGOY 2025. You have till the end of the month. Please share your story. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn out story. I can take the quick Reader's Digest version, okay? And just share that. So go on and sign up today. The Caring Caregiver Show was created to connect caregivers to community and to resources. And my next guest is certainly doing that a million times over. I can't even tell you. He is the founder of Alzheimer's, Caregiving, and the Caregivers. And it is an honor to have him on the show to share a very special resource with you. Let me just take that off. And so I'd like to please welcome Tony Vericella. Aloha, Tony. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and though you've been on the show before, let's go ahead and refresh the audience memory. A quick update on your caregiving journey and how that led you to this wonderful kit that we're going to talk about.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to Beth. I know she's off screen now, but the work that she's doing is really phenomenal. And you for all the ongoing positive efforts that you are doing. And of course, you folks are both, you and Beth and myself, all caregivers like so many others that are, tuned in right now. And everybody really needs to be there to help each other on this journey. And the work you're doing is great, really great.
Thank you.
How this all happened for me is my first connection to Alzheimer's was my mom had Alzheimer's for 14 years, but I wasn't the primary caregiver during that time. And then 7 years ago, my wife of then 38 years started developing early onset Alzheimer's. And of course, it threw us all into a loop there of, fear and anger and, woe is us and me. And it was very difficult. But we evolved during the first 5 years of that and then decided in September of 23 to launch Alzheimer's Caregiving and the Caregivers. And it was really intended to just try to help caregivers with curated resources and with information on two sides of the equation. One was helping to focus on how to manage caregiving, and the other side on how to take care of yourself as a caregiver. So all the resources were designed accordingly, because what we found was, the web is great, has tons of information, but it has so much information that for us as caregivers, we couldn't really get to what we needed when we needed it. And when we did find something, it was just overwhelming in terms of...
It's so much, yes. How do you filter through all of that?
So it was driving us crazy. And our feeling was it was doing the same for other caregivers. So let's create something that could help identify resources that we curated so that we could share our tips, techniques, tools on how to manage caregiving on the one hand, and how to, engage and stimulate and amuse your loved one in that journey. And then the other side of it was focused on the caregiver. One was, where do you go if I want to just be educated, informed, and knowledgeable about what's out there? And then the last part is what Beth and you were talking about earlier, and that's how do we find a way to provide hope, comfort, and support to our caregivers. So we created these resources in this online digital community. And then we had feedback from caregivers that basically said that was really positive, but they wish they had a physical kit. So during the summer, we decided to create a caregiver kit, which we could physically provide to caregivers, that we could figure out a way to electronically supply caregivers. And what you're showing right there on the screen is the caregiver kit. If you get one in the mail, that's what it's going to look like in this big folder. And then the caregiver summary, again, is taking these 4 sections of resources that I was describing and giving people information in each of those areas. So you can really zoom in. And part of what we did during these first 2 years of our nonprofit is we created about 40 video segments, either myself being interviewed, and we aired them on High Now Daily. We had experts brought in. These are all 3 to 5 minute video segments. They're, of course, on their High Now Daily's digital and online media. We have them on our website. We have them on our YouTube channel. You can go in and watch what you need, and you can watch it over and over. And it's only a few minutes at a time. So, that was part of the tools or the resources. But the other part, and I know, Savy, you've been engaged in this since they launched it in the state, but The Hawaii Dementia Initiative is a statewide effort. Lots of organizations, including Savy's and ours, and hopefully Beth's as well, are connected to this statewide effort to build awareness about Alzheimer's and related dementias and about how to help caregivers.
Yeah.
We're all doing this through one umbrella website, hawaiidementia.org, and we're all participating in some way, shape, or form.
In fact, you may have seen the commercials on TV. They've been playing the commercials now on local stations here.
Yeah, they started in August on a big awareness campaign. And in our caregiver kit itself, I don't know if you can see this, but we have a page that was we worked on with the Hawaii Dementia Initiative, and it talks about their efforts, and it talks specifically about these stickers called the I Am Here stickers, which are intended for you to put on your loved one's sweater, hat.
Yeah.
They're not going to hurt anything. And what the message here is that your loved one is in there. The I am here. They are there. And when you take them out in public, you need people to understand, to provide them the respect and dignity that we all hope we can share and have.
Yes.
Some stickers are in there. There's also a Dementia Champion pin, which is intended for you, the caregiver, to wear, and for others in grocery stores and post office and the bank and elsewhere, people that are familiar with Alzheimer's and dementia who get it. So that if you go into that place with that institution with your loved one, and you see somebody wearing one of these, you'll understand that. And you know that you can go to them.
And that's what it's about, right? It's about connecting and creating awareness, and that outward expression, either a sticker or a pin or anything, helps us to see that we don't even know there's 157,000 caregivers just in the state of Hawaii, Hawaii alone. Family caregivers.
Approximate 30,000 folks with Alzheimer's are related.
Right, and so we're out here, and so we're here.
And then they also included, with the help of the Alzheimer's Association, there are these cards in there called compassion cards. You can cut on the dotted line. And the idea is you're out and about and you're interfacing with somebody. It could be at TSA or elsewhere. And this card is saying, hey, my companion has dementia. They may need extra help and patience. And so it's a way of communicating in a positive way without calling too much attention to the situation.
Right. And you get that sometimes when you see someone and the caregiver's like, they're going like they're whispering and they're pointing, it's dementia, and that's such a wonderful way to be able to just give the card to someone without alerting everyone in the area or the person with dementia who might feel bad.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's Association has also given us these refrigerator magnets. When you need help 24/7, it's in there as well. So these are extra things that are in the physical kit, which are being distributed by folks like Savy and others around the state of Hawaii who are having workshops or sessions that caregivers attend. So we're physically providing them kits, and they can get one right there and then. We also have found a way to create electronic versions of these online now. So if you go to the website, you'll be able to sign up for an electronic kit, which you can just download right there and then and print out. And one of the most important things in that kit is what we call the 10 guiding principles of caregiving. Yeah. And we didn't create it or invent it, but we're happy that we found it, because regardless of the stage your loved one is in or stages of Alzheimer's or dementia, if you, the caregiver, can focus on these guiding principles and figure out a way of reminding yourself about them, then you can get through every day a lot easier and a lot happier. And they sound like they're simple guiding principles, but they absolutely.
It's so easy to forget the simple things when everything else around you is so hard, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And the other part, just like you and Beth were talking about, these we created this section that's a messages of hope, support, and inspiration to the caregiver, reminding them that, you really are doing your best.
Yeah.
You really are a hero. You're human. And that your loved one is not trying to make everything into a hard time for you. I mean, they're having a hard time.
Yes.
They're just doing their best, trying to get through. They don't understand really what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the one that I always tell people about, the one message of hope, the reminder to myself and to others, to the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you are the world. You are everything.
Yep.
And whether that's you or other members of your caregiving, community, we are really enabling our loved ones to have even a few seconds here and there of a smile or a laugh or something positive.
And, I think and because of that statement too, that's another reason why self-care is so important, because you are their world. And if their world disappears, you shake their world. Right. And so we're in a very responsible position, and taking care of ourselves is really just a priority. It's a need. It's not a want. And I think that caregivers can now feel very good about that. And look at the community you guys have. Alzheimer's, it's actually ALZ, altscaregiving.org is where you can go to get your free kit. And they'll send it to you, no problem. So you just go in, fill out the form, and you'll get your kit in the mail. ALZ, altscaregiving.org. And if you want, just go /caregivers kit. And so it's there, but you can see it right on the front page. You can just click on there, and there's a little banner on top to just get your free kit. But by all means, check out the rest of Tony's website as well, because there are some wonderful videos on there. I just love that. And there's great resources. And that's what we're all about, is giving you those resources. And this is coming from somebody who's dealing with it every day. Was I talking to you on the phone last week? And you said, yeah, I'm just feeding my wife. I'm like, it's what we do. It's part of our lives. And yet we still get together and try to make a difference for other caregivers. And I really appreciate that about you as well. And that's why it's truly an honor to share this.
Well, likewise, it's great to be working with you and others like Beth and folks that are online. Anything we all can do to help each other on this journey is positive and should make us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough. So you guys, again, altscaregiving.org, and get your caregiver kit. It's really a pretty amazing kit. It's a real collaboration, and there's so much wonderful information in that. And so thank you, Tony, and thank you for coming on again and updating us and sharing that with us. And please say hi to the chicken behind you as well. That's joined our show.
I know. We have chickens, we have roosters, we have cows, you name it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. And I just really appreciate you making time to be on the show. Have a wonderful day today, and aloha.
Aloha. Thank you.
All right. Mahalo, Tony, for your heart to put these kits together, of course, and to have all this wonderful resource for caregivers. And, even though he's caregivers with Alzheimer's and dementia-related issues, any caregiver can benefit from these resources. There are some wonderful caregivers. There are wonderful resources for all caregivers. Knowing how to practice self-care is for all people who caregive. And moms, by the way, you're caregivers, right? Yeah, you are. You're the very first caregiver. So get your free kit and just simply go to altscaregiving.org. It's on the screen, and get your kit. It's free. Well, wow, that was quite a show. And please remember that this show is brought to you and paid for by Gimme a Break and Giver's Guides online magazine. So make that donation and keep it all coming. We don't have any funding. We have survived for these 5 years by the kindness of the hearts of all of you. And I cannot thank you enough for all of that. It amazes me every year that we're able to continue. The show keeps continuing, the magazine keeps continuing, and Gimme a Break is a constant continue for caregivers. And I'm actually in awe that we've been able to do that, and just on the kindness of all of your hearts, and being able to do everything we can to help you caregivers and all of us. So we're really about that. We're about connecting resources and community, and we want you to survive. So don't miss a single show, and please get involved, get in and tell us your story so we can get at that for our contest. We don't want you to miss anything. Next week, we have Aaron Miller on, and he's an elder law attorney. Why? Oh, because protecting yourself and your loved ones is vital, and you should know some of this. And you all know that I've been really talking about your care receiving plan, and this is all part of that. What do you need to protect you and the one you're caring for? So that's what I like about that. So put us in your calendar, set a calendar reminder on your phone, and tune in every Wednesday at noon Hawaii time to the Caring Caregiver Show. And if you miss us live, don't worry. We're on all kinds of different platforms. We're 7 different platforms right now simultaneously. Well, 2 of them look like they didn't make it today, but that's okay. Go to our Facebook page. We're there. LinkedIn, we're there. And which one else? YouTube, it went on. So there you are. Check us out. And if not, about a week from now, we'll be on podcast and any podcast platform, Stitcher, Apple, Google, Spotify, we're all there. And just go to gab808.org/CCS, Caring Caregiver Show. And there's more information there. Just whatever you do, caregivers, stay connected. We're a community. We have to hold hands. We have to let people know we are here. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something that helps you get through, and I hope you found joy in this moment. Remember to always breathe. Here's hoping that you're finding more joy in what you're doing in your caregiving every week here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in. And please be kind to yourself, and especially to those who are caring. Aloha, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day.